Afternoon, guys. Mark Welsh Piper. A couple of things that caught me eye this week in the news and whatever's going on around the world, and it makes you realise, as you grow older, what a sad world we're living in these days. You got how things are getting more violent, more crimes being committed, murders being committed. Even in the UK, it's getting absolutely ridiculous, and things are getting out of hand. Especially knife crime these days. It's every day you're hearing somebody's been killed, stabbed, attacked, whatever. And it's just makes me wonder where we're going to be in 30-40 years time, with all what's going on. And we heard last night, unfortunately, news come out of a 9-year-old girl that had been stabbed playing with her younger sister in Lincolnshire. Not far from her mother. Her mother was in an office working away. They were playing in a little side street or alleyway, as you might call it in the States or whatever. And not far from the mother. And this poor 9-year-old Lilia, I believe her name was, stabbed for no reason. Just killed for no reason whatsoever. And it makes you wonder what the world's coming to when things like that are happening in the world. It's been a sad week, and I don't really watch the news, and because of these reasons, because it's all bad news. You never hear of anything happy or anything like that. So I don't tend to watch the news. But obviously, as most people, as Steve and Miss Cathy were saying the other week, they've done a video, they had friends over, and everyone's stuck in their mobile phones these days. Nobody talks to each other. Been there 3 hours, stuck in the head. It's right, and it's how we've become. We've become lazy. We don't talk to nobody. Everyone's walking around with their head stuck to their phones. They're crossing the street. Don't own vehicles. We just walk along the street as if I'm going to care in the world. And then we go to places like the Faroe Islands. News yesterday that they rounded up 100 bottlenose dolphins and slaughtered them, including there's a pregnant dolphin and an unborn slaughtered, as well as a calf slaughtered, just because it was like F you to the rest of the world. The world organisations who said it's a despicable act and whatever's going on, and basically they turned around and said, F you, we don't you can't tell us what to do. It's our country, blah blah. We'll fish where we like, and they've slaughtered these dolphins just as that. It's just like an F you to conservationists and stuff, what's going on. And we all know about bottlenose dolphins, some of the friendliest dolphins in the oceans, and to just slaughter them just for the hell of it like that. It's not as if I don't even think they're slaughtering them to for food or eating them. Alright, it might be fake. Who am I to say things like that? I don't know, and I could be totally in the wrong, and I put my hand up if I am. But when you and it's more likely a family, a pod or whatever they call it, of dolphins, and they've just wiped out the whole community of dolphins by doing that. It's things like that really get my goat up and really make my blood boil. So like I said, I hope Britain decides to do something with their trade ties and punishing them that way, because I think we spend about £850 million a year with the Faroe Islands in trade deals, and I think that's the only way to hit them. I'm reading off some of my notes here, and as you all know, you all would have heard about the devastation that Mother Nature's caused in Kentucky We have a lot of pipe friends over there, and thankfully James Stumbo, unfortunately his land got flooded, but his house is okay and his family's okay, so prayers and love being sent out to them and anybody affected over there. I know there's been a lot of people who have died. I think it's about 16, at the moment 16 people have died. Unfortunately there is children among the people who've lost their lives in the flooding over there in the Alapetian area, and the mountains are and that. What town of Jacksonville took the brunt of it, I believe, and Garrett. 2,200 homes submerged, businesses, homes wiped out. It's such a sad thing to see. We've had it over here in the UK. With these flash floodings and stuff, and it's all down to this global warming, no doubt about it. I mean, like I was saying the other week, we've gone from hottest days of the year to next day being thunderstorms, and I really feel for the people over in Kentucky. We've got a lot of pipe smokers in the community over there, and so my thoughts, my prayers, should take this off when I'm saying this. My thoughts and my prayers with anybody affected in Kentucky over there with what's gone on. A lot of people have lost homes. Like I said, a lot of people have lost friends, relatives, and my prayers go out to each and every one of you. Smoking Kentucky Piper, his brother has lost his house, so my prayers, and I hope you get back and things get sorted out as quickly as possible to anybody who's been affected with these floods. Such sad news. Well, especially it was only December where they lost 80 people through the tornadoes over there. You mean what, 7 months, and then they've got to go through all this again. Pulls at the heartstrings, guys, it does, I tell you. I'm gonna have to have a slurp, sorry. It is upsetting what's going on. Yeah, so the prayers and thoughts with all the people over in Kentucky. And let's do a few shout outs while we're here. As a lot of you might have heard some of these. Glad to have back NW Piper Jason, who's been suffering from COVID. So glad you've recovered him well, and things are getting back to the YouTube and their videos. So Jason, welcome back, sir. So I'm going to send you prayers on until you make your full recovery. But it's good to see you back up and running. Bass Piper Wade, who unfortunately lost his mum. I think she was like 106, 107. So thoughts and prayers to you and your family. Preacher Man Piper, Doc Hatfield. We all know Doc. We all converse with him, and yeah. So prayers going out to you. I think his wife's got COVID. I believe she's come down with it, and poor Doc's got a broken arm as well. So he's in a wheelchair. So you can imagine how much they're struggling. So I hope the big man upstairs watches over you and pulls you through, and pulls your wife through, and anybody else who's got anything going on. Same goes. It's without saying. And what else you got? Hiking Piper. Unfortunately lost her nephew. So prayers to his family and anybody affected by the loss of their nephew. And the family, obviously, prayers and love and prayers and thoughts are with you, each and every one of you. Again, a Piper wandering, another one suffering with COVID. So speedy recovery to Piper Wandering, and I got some good news. Southern Piper, his mum is improving from COVID, I believe, or she had some infection. Sorry, I believe she had some sort of infection, so she's had something done and she's recovering, and hopefully, fingers crossed, all goes well there. And Uncle Willie, some good news. Uncle Willie, he's been given his third granddaughter. So let's finish it off there on some good news. Yeah, so Uncle Willie, congratulations, and you're obviously the birth of your third granddaughter, and congratulations to anybody involved. Again, it is a bit of a downer, this video. You know, so much bad news going on, and yeah, it's horrible. Even I feel hot. I mean, I'm over there. It's been a sad day for me today. I feel sad. What's going on over the others over the pond there in Kentucky? It's such sad news. And then, like I said, at home, stabbing of a young girl who's not even started her life really, 9 years old. It's all bad news. So sorry about that, guys. But there's been a lot of yabos. There's been a lot of goals going on. So if you want to cheer yourself up, go and watch some of them. And then Jose Golf Piper, been busy with some tobaccos and giveaways he's been giving and sending a lot of people out. So it's like a few people are trying to catch up to James, I think. No chance of that happening. Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff going on in the ITPC. Yeah, so go and check it out, guys. If you haven't seen anybody for a long time, go and give them a knock. Go and check out the channel, ask them how they're doing. And so I've been doing the last couple of days. Excuse me. What is it? Every time I come on here, I get wind. Can't be nerves. I'm not nervous about nothing. Yeah, so there's a lot of good news going on. But obviously the headlines are their bad news, and unfortunately it's bad news. Yeah, so prayers and thoughts to everyone over the pond there, what's going on. Anyone who's suffering, anybody who's lost relatives, friends, family, again my prayers and thoughts are with you. And anybody recovering, wish you all a speedy recovery. Hope you get back on your feet soon, get back to some sort of normality anyway. What's happening? I'm not expecting to do another video. Unfortunately, I'm actually missing Steve and Miss Kathy now, because I think they're on a live at the moment, so I'm going to come off this and pop on over there. I think they've mentioned James about the flooding and all that as well. So James, I think the most important thing is your family is safe, mate. You're safe. You know, plants can be replanted. Hopefully the floods recede quickly. Yeah, it means they can't replace the loss of a loved one or a family member. Homes can be rebuilt, thankfully. And as Joe Biden has declared state of emergency over there, obviously a lot of funding will be given to that community so they can rebuild their lives. I know it's not much of a consolation when personal possessions, things that stuff from the heart, from the families, who've passed, and heirlooms and things like that, and you've lost all that. We've had it in the UK, and yet you can't put it in perspective on the loss of something like that, and the loss of family. It's just, especially when it's like a natural disaster, which is what it is, isn't it? The flooding like that, because obviously all the water's come down from the Alopecia Mountains there and took, and obviously the devastation on them two towns, unbelievable. So I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. Wish you all the best. Prayers to everyone, thoughts to everyone, and I hope everyone back on their feet and back to some sort of normality that living, as quickly as possible. So take care, everybody. Bless and love you all.